Recently a young boy wanted to ask me a question about prayer. He told me that he and his best friend went to two different schools and their football teams were playing each other that week for the regional championship. Both he and his friend were praying, asking God to let their team win. But he knew that it was impossible for God to answer both of their prayers. If his team won, that meant, in his mind, that God answered his prayer. But if his friend's team won, that meant God didn't answer his prayer, but his friend's. So he wanted to know, if his team lost, was his friend more spiritual than him? I said, no. It probably means your friend's team is better than your team. Then he said, thanks. That sure makes me feel better. Well, before you laugh, do you realize how often Christians ask God to do the opposite of another person's prayer? What about a beloved pastor who is being considered as pastor by another church? One Christian praying that he will become their pastor, while another is praying that he won't. Or when a faithful Christian is considering two different churches to join. One church prays that they will join their church, while the other church is praying they will join theirs. That is why we need to remember, God's will isn't your will. 1 John 5:14 says, "And this is the confidence that we have toward Him, that if we ask anything according to His will, He hears us." So today, when your prayers conflict with another believer, ask God to help you to accept His will. After all, He really does know best. I'll see you tomorrow.